Summer housing market. What are some tips for buyers, sellers, and renters for the summer?
For this summer, again, we went over this a couple of times. Right now, the market is it's pretty slow. It's turned into a buyer's market. If you're a seller, make sure that you're doing everything to maximize your ability to sell your property for the most amount of money possible. That includes things like staging, decluttering, doing some small repairs around, not necessarily major, but also pricing your property correctly and understanding what's going on in the market. Right now there's a lot of misinformation out there being spewed by, honestly, I was listening to TV, and it was on a national network, and they're talking about how the market is booming in Florida. It is booming in parts of Florida still, but not in this part. Pretty much all of Southeast Florida until you get to Monroe County. And Monroe's honestly a balanced market now. And there's parts of Miami that are booming still, like Brickell and stuff, but that's just very specific niche markets, right? But for the most part, Southeast Florida anyways, for sure, it's a buyer's market. It's not booming. So for sellers in at least the southeastern Florida market, do all the work that we used to have to do before COVID to sell your house and price it right, or else it's just not going to sell. That's why you see, if you go to realtor.com and stuff like that, it looks like falling leaves with all the downward arrows. And a lot of that is because the expectation is not being set correctly by the homeowner, or in most cases, the realtor. We have now product that's been on the market for quite some time. Buyers, get out and buy, because right now we don't have buyers. That's part of the reason this is going on. But you now have options. You look at all the options you have. Crazy, this is the first time in 4 or 5 years that you could go out and buy the house that you want and negotiate the house that you want. And get it on your terms rather than having to fight with everybody else to get it on somebody else's terms, basically the seller's terms. It's very difficult for me as a realtor to say it's a good or bad market. I think that we needed this a little bit. It got a little crazy, and this area of Florida, southeastern Florida, let's just take western Palm Beach County. We went up in some cases 30% since COVID, which is wonderful, but it's priced a lot of people out of the market, and it's got a lot of people just haven't been able to put together a deal to win a house. Right now, that opportunity is there. So that would be the buyers. Renters, the rental market's actually opening up a little bit too. It always does this time of year after school gets out, and it'll start tightening again toward the end of summer. I haven't seen rents fall. Rents almost never fall. But there's more opportunity in the market than there has been for a while. So it's pretty good time if you're planning on making a change from somewhere else and you want to come down here and rent instead of buy right away. There's a lot of opportunity in the market. So I think it's going to be an interesting time. And I think the rest of the summer, until we get back towards when school gets back in, it'll stay relatively buyer and renter friendly. And then, at some point, like I said, there's going to be a flipping of a switch. And it could be next week, it could be whatever. I think it's going to be toward the end of the summer. But once that switch flips, it's going to be right back to that little bit of craziness for a while, and we'll see what happens. Hey, if you enjoy Questions from Chalo, why don't you be a part of it? Let us know what you want to hear about, and Chalo will ask me right here on live TV, kind of.